Hi my lovies, welcome back to my channel. Today is an anti-haul. I have my phone out here. We're ready to go with all the products that I am not going to be buying. This is my second anti-haul. I did I did a Twitter poll. I asked you, did you want them monthly? Did you want them like quarterly, or do you want them twice a year? So you guys said you wanted them monthly, but I do want to ask my viewers here as well. So if you're not aware of what an anti-haul is, an anti-haul, whatever you want to call it, it's basically a whole load of products that I don't want to buy. Miss Kimberly Clark was the first person I ever saw to do it, and I absolutely am addicted to those videos. And now I've just watched everybody's videos. I did one last month and you guys went crazy for it, like I said, and you wanted more of them and you're asking me more about, you know, brands I don't want to buy from. So I think you guys enjoy these videos and I enjoy watching them anyway. So I'm going to continue making them, but do let me know how often you want to see them, and yeah, we can arrange something. I did actually get a comment on my last anti-haul about people saying I wish you would show the products. That's the point of this video. If I was showing the products, it would be kind of like a haul or a disappointing video. So this is kind of like a different type of video. So I hope that makes sense, because some people weren't sure as to why I didn't have the products and why I was just rejecting them straight away without trying them. But that is the purpose of an anti-haul. And I might even be surprised myself. Some of these products might actually catch my eye when I see them in person or smell them in person. Okay, let's kick this off with Miss Kim KW. Kim Kardashian has brought out her own makeup range, and the first makeup products to launch in that range are two contour sticks, or like a double-ended contour stick, a double-ended highlighting stick, one with a matte highlight and one with more shimmery highlight, and then there's a brush and a sponge, different types for different skin tones, which is amazing. I thought that the contour sticks looked great until I found out what the price of them was. $48. I nearly choked on my cornflakes when I read that. I was like, jeez Louise, $48, that's a bit excessive. I said I'd wait and see what other YouTubers thought of the products. If they were worth it, maybe I might change my mind. But at that point, finding out the price and to get it to Ireland, I was like, no, it's not happening. No girl, no. So it always is like a bit of an issue for me as an Irish consumer, getting products from the US to Ireland. You know, you can concur taxes, different kind of charges, customs, and they can be quite pricey. So I want to make sure if I'm buying something from the US, I'm gonna like it. Now, I watched Tati's review, I watched Jackie Ina's, and I watched Amanda Ensing. So I watched 3 different separate reviews, 3 different skin tones, 3 different personalities, but one similar, very common opinion, that there wasn't enough product in the contours, and that they broke, and that they were definitely way overpriced. So that kind of confirmed it for me that I wasn't going to purchase them, and I wasn't going to chance getting caught with customs. And that's the great thing about YouTube, that you can watch people's reviews. You have to be careful as well, like who you do watch and who you do trust, and do you trust what they are saying. And just because something is a negative review doesn't necessarily mean that that's truthful as well, because some people can have hidden agendas. But I feel like those 3 girls have been pretty honest. I could kind of judge from what they were saying. I could get the gist of where they were coming from. They weren't overly keen on the product. And I know Amanda did say that she found the concealer particularly difficult to work with because it dried quite rapidly. Kim, definitely keep going with the makeup range. You can't deny that she is a wonderful businesswoman. Very, very clever woman, very successful, and she doesn't need my business, to be honest. But I'm just not gonna buy. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is actually Too Faced. Too Faced are bringing out the Peach Perfect range. I think it's called Peach Perfect. So they've got this translucent powder. They also have a comfort matte foundation, and they have a cooling matte primer. So sounds great and everything, but it's peach scented. Ugh. I'm sure there's lots of people out there who love the scent of peach. I do like the sweet peach palette because it's not overpowering. The scent of it is not like going to knock you out, and also it goes away when you apply it to your eyes. It's, you know, it's an eyeshadow. There's not that much of the scent in it. But I feel like with the primer, I'm going to be going around smelling like peaches all day. I will be nauseous, 100%. I am very sensitive to smell, guys, very sensitive. If there's a bad smell, I'm not going to be like, oh, it's so bad, it's going to make me sick. Like, I'm just sensitive. I can just smell. I have a very heightened sense of smell. And if something is repulsive to me, I can smell it all day and it will turn me off it. Too Faced have their Hangover RX primer, which I really, really like because it smells like coconut. I love the scent of it. Some people hate the scent of coconut, but I love it, and I love the primer for that reason. But I can nearly smell the coconut all day off my face, which doesn't bother me. Same with the under eye concealer. I can get the scent of coconut off that for a while. Whereas peaches, I really don't think I'm going to be keen on like a translucent peach powder on my face. the primer and then the foundation. No, I'll have to smell them. I might change my mind, but just from what I'm hearing, the descriptions and stuff, it's not going to be for me. So the next thing I want to talk about is the Naked Heat palette. Where do I even start with this, guys? I don't need another warm eyeshadow palette. I'm sure the palette is great. I'm sure the pigmentation is fabulous. I'm sure it looks gorgeous on every eye and every skin tone. I'm sure it is beautiful. But I have enough warm shades in my collection. I actually need to get rid of eyeshadows out of there. I really don't need to add any more warmth. I'm sure it is amazing, but it's just, it's something I'm going to pass on. That's all. Now, Lime Crime have brought out their Mermaid's Highlight palette. So this is a highlighting palette. But I have a couple of things to say. First of all, I will not be buying anything from Lime Crime ever. There was a huge breach in their security on the Lime Crime website about 2 years ago, I'd say nearly at this stage, and I haven't purchased a thing from them since. It's not that I'm like, oh, I hate Lime Crime, but I just feel like they weren't clever enough to up the security on their website, and that kind of frightens me. I'm sure it will never ever happen again, but it happened once and I know an awful lot of people were affected by it, so I just don't trust the brand for that reason. I'm not willing to purchase anything off the website, and I don't want to recommend any products to you guys, because I'm not going to say in every single video, oh, by the way, I don't like the website. If I'm using like their eyeliner or whatever it may be, I can't show them on my channel for that reason, because just in case something ever happened and I've recommended them, and you all know that my main priority is always you guys. The other reason I'm not going to buy the highlighting palette is because of the colors that are in it. It's the same as kind of the Aura palette from Anastasia, which I'm not getting either, and kind of similar to the Androgyny palette from Kat Von D, just those kind of like holographic highlighters. I'm just over them. I'm just not really into them. I've enough highlighters now as well to last me a life. Okay, Miss Kylie Jenner. I feel like every single video I have to mention her. I'm not bashing her or throwing her under the bus in any way, shape or form, but I don't like her makeup products, and I've mentioned about the customer services that I probably won't ever buy from Kylie Cosmetics again, because I just didn't like their customer service. Again, I've mentioned this 100 times before, that's a real deal breaker for me. Kylie brought out a gorgeous summer collection, beautiful shades in it, beautiful highlights, everything, but it's something I'm going to pass on because, again, it's not something that interests me. I feel like the prices on Kylie Cosmetics are a little bit like high for what you're getting. Like I said in that last video, she'd have to be bringing out something remarkable, something new, something innovative before I would purchase it. So that is just my whole thoughts on it. I know some of you guys love Kylie Cosmetics. You've had great dealings with the brand. You love everything you purchase from them. You find it fantastic, and I am so happy for you guys. But I had one disappointing experience with the brand, and it just kind of like tainted my, gave me a bad taste in my mouth basically over the brand. So the next products that I am going to talk about are the NARS liquid blushes. These are out already on Sephora, and they come in four different colors. Orgasm obviously being their kind of like statement blush, that they couldn't not put it into a liquid blush form. I'm just not going to be buying liquid blushes because I don't like liquid blushes at all. It's nothing got to do with NARS. And also an FYI to anybody who does support NARS or is vegan or cruelty free, NARS is no longer going to be cruelty free. I think as of September or October they're going to be selling their products in China, so I just thought that that was just an FYI just to put out there. The final thing that I won't be buying is from MAC, and it's their Chromatic collection. I don't believe this has actually been released yet, and I don't know if it's going to be coming out in Ireland. I haven't heard yet. I am on the UK mailing list for MAC, so I don't really know too much about like what products Brown Thomas is actually getting in. I won't be purchasing from them because I just don't feel like any of the products are kind of up my alley. The blue gel liner might be kind of the only thing I'd be interested in, but with those grey and blue eyeshadows and that like pop of orange, it is definitely interesting. It's definitely new. It's definitely different. Kudos to them for bringing out something a little bit more different and not warm, even though there is an orange in there. I just won't be purchasing it because it just doesn't blow me away, but some of you guys might be interested in that. Now, the final thing that I won't be buying is from a brand, and I know you guys have been waiting for this a while and you've been asking me so much to talk about this, and I'm gonna say it here. I won't be buying from Blank Canvas Cosmetics. Those of you who are not from Ireland, Blank Canvas is an Irish owned brush brand. I died over their brushes when I was, you know, starting out my channel, and they were so affordable, amazing quality. I really, really liked the brand. I believe they are relabeled brushes. What is that called? Like private label brushes. So kind of similar to what Morphe used to do with crown brushes and stuff. So they're private labeled, which is fine. Like, whatever, I don't really mind things like that. They had a great range of brushes, still do, and if you buy from them and love them, brilliant. But I do not support the brand, and I have known an awful lot of people to ask me why. I have not supported Blank Canvas Cosmetics since I think November 2015. I've never spoken about it because I was never asked, but I've never gotten so many questions over the last while because I did an empties video and I was throwing out one of the products from them. Well, I was giving it away to Jimmy's sister and lots of people were asking about it. Around the, I think it was Black Friday, around that time, so that was like after Thanksgiving in the US, so it's kind of like the last weekend in November. I purchased brushes for my sister and I was so excited for her to have them for Christmas and really keen for her to get them because I was mad about them, and I got like a sale, I got a discount price on them around that time because it was Black Friday. Obviously I'd ordered them well in advance of Christmas. Wow, I can't talk. So I knew they'd be here on time. However, I never got a confirmation of shipping, so I was kind of like, that's a bit strange. And they did send out emails to say this time of the year is quite busy and expect delays, and I was like, fine. So the company's down in Cork. To get to where I am, it should only take a day, like next day delivery, it should be fine. So I'm well aware if around busy times of the year it's going to take a little bit longer. I'm very patient in regards to that, and I'm very understanding in regards to that. I will mention at this point that I'd also taken out a dispute with PayPal because Blank Canvas Cosmetics had charged me twice for the order that they hadn't sent to me. Also, they weren't answering my emails, so I didn't know what else to do, and I tried to get the transaction stopped. It had already gone through to Blank Canvas Cosmetics, so I paid for my order twice. It took 21 days for my order to get sent out to me, and only when a member of staff intervened. You know, the waiting process doesn't bother me. What bothers me is I emailed them off my private email. I do that all the time. It's not the being sneaky or anything. It's not testing out brands. It's just seeing what sort of customer service you get when the person doesn't know who you are. And I actually ordered on Black Friday from my personal email address, not on purpose, just because when I logged in, that's what kind of came in, my personal email address. I'd obviously purchased from them maybe a couple of years previous to that, and everything was still stored. They didn't know who I was or who I was ordering or whatever. And then I emailed them to say, you know, the brushes are delayed. And I just want to stop myself there, guys. I just want to let you know I emailed Blank Canvas Cosmetics 5 times from my personal email with no response. I got one of those generic emails back, you know, we're experiencing high frequency. Actually, I have the email here. I'll explain what it actually says in it. It said, many thanks for contacting Blank Canvas. We aim to reply to your mail as soon as possible. We're experiencing high volume of mail due to Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I was just so worried that these brushes were not going to arrive in time for Christmas. And then I got onto my blogger email, so my Dramatic Mac email, and I emailed one of the contacts I actually had in Blank Canvas at the time. I remember the girl who I used to deal with as well, and she was such a lovely person. And I explained to her my situation. She's like, I'll get that all sorted for you straight away. And she got my order done and sent out that day. I should actually mention that I was explaining to the girl that I was dealing with about how many emails I had to send, and I completely forgot this issue, that I wasn't the only person encountering the delay with the brushes. Some of my subscribers were as well, and they wanted me to get in touch with somebody in the company. That's how desperate they were, just to get some feedback from the brand. Palette that I'm referring to in this email is actually the Master palette. It was sent out in PR, but I never actually got it. It had now been discovered by the girl that I was dealing with in Blank Canvas that my order had never been actually shipped out. It had never been packaged or sent out after well over 10 working days, and the girl in Blank Canvas Cosmetics organised for my products to be shipped out to me, and I did eventually get them in the end. So it's just an experience that I had. It wasn't a good experience. I understand that Black Friday and Cyber Monday they're very overwhelming times for most brands. I get that, but you have to be well prepared. I would have driven down to Cork myself in order to get the products. That's how desperate I was to get them in order for Ollie to have them for Christmas. But I just am afraid to purchase from the website again because I didn't have a good time when I actually personally did buy from them. And when I was working, or when I was dealing with them as a blogger, I had a much better experience. I'm sorry for that really long, ranty kind of story, but you guys did want to know. Again, they weren't a horrible, terrible company to deal with when I was dealing with them. I just felt like I never got a response to my private email. I remember being constantly like, okay, where are the brushes? Where are the brushes? Where are the brushes? But then I had to eventually go on to my Dramatic Mac email and then get in touch with the contact that I had in the company. So that is not good in any way, shape or form. I'm sure that they're not like that to everybody. I'm sure that that was just that one incident incident. So that is my ranty long story. I hope you guys enjoyed this anti-haul or anti-haul, whatever you want to call them, and definitely let me know how often or how regular I should do these videos. Please give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it. Let me know how regularly you would like to see these videos or how often I should upload them, and yeah, I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Click the bell if you want regular updates when I upload, and I will talk to you very soon. I love you guys. Mwah!